What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is, let's check, Thursday the 27th of July today, and I'm just over 11 weeks out. I like to do it the opposite way. Some people say they're 12 weeks out at this point, but I just like to say 11. It gives myself a little bit of like a tighter timeline and just makes me kind of keep on top of things a little bit more, because technically 12 weeks out was on Saturday and we're now Thursday, so yeah, just over 11 weeks out. So it's getting real now, and it starts to make me like a little bit nervous because progress has kind of like stalled a little bit. I did hit a new low sometime early last week, and then it's kind of like crept back up again. All right, so we're gonna start with a little bit of a warm up. I'm just gonna warm up my adductors and a bit of my side glutes. Just one quick set, quick warm up. We're all warmed up. So I didn't have any hip thrusts in my last program, so I'm really excited to like get back into the hip thrust game again. So yeah, we have 2 sets, 1 top set, 1 back off set with a 3-second eccentric. I'm gonna take a while working out because last week we hit 170, which I believe is 4 plates on each side for my top set. So we're gonna aim for that or more today. You always feel like you're in like some kind of ride when you like strap yourself into this one. Oh wait, still feeling pretty good. So I normally would do a couple of warm-up sets where I really focus on controlling, squeezing, feeling out the weight before I hit my top set. So even if I only do 2 actual proper working sets, there will still be a lot more kind of like work leading up to those top sets as well.
How was your last prep versus how this one's going?
So I actually have been like looking at my old photos, old videos, kind of like comparing exactly where I am. I think honestly, even though I'm not happy with my current weight, that I'm looking the best I've looked at this weight in particular. In terms of timeline, I do feel like I'm a tiny bit behind, but at the same time, when you do have more muscle, sometimes you can get away with not being as lean as you thought you needed to be. When I was much more muscular, I was usually pushing for like a high level of conditioning. So my body is like really stubborn. If you've watched any of my old preps, it's always like that. So if I compare it to my Australia prep early on in the year, it's pretty much exactly the same. I was like kind of playing catch up, and like it's the same thing. We always make it in the end, but it's always a struggle town, always a long time of plateaus and pushing and plateauing, just really hard and stubborn. But if I compare it to my Singapore prep, Singapore was just much more crazier because I was already ready early, and so it's hard to like compare those because I was already looking pretty lean going into it. It was just more about filling out into the show, maintaining things like that, just really focusing on leveling up with my training and all that kind of stuff. That was probably the funnest prep that I had because I didn't really have to worry as much. Obviously I still had a little bit of worries about being lean. I watched like my old videos back and I'm like, I don't know, I always talk about like, oh, it's been another week, my weight can move, things like that. But yeah, you now all know my weight is stubborn, and I'm probably aiming to be hopefully about 500 grams heavier than when I was in Singapore. That would mean that I made some good gains and just be just as lean. In that case, I'll probably be looking to lose another 4, maximum 5 kilos. If I lose 5, I will be pretty much the same weight as when I competed in Singapore, which is fine. But we'll just have to see how it goes. So 11 weeks, losing 4 to 5 kilos. It's gonna be a little bit rough, but yeah, we'll get there. So I had to use my calculator. So last week my top set was 170, and then I had to calculate how much this was because can't math. So 160. So I will still be doing a feeler set for the 4 plates, and then we're gonna start like trying to go for my top set after that. It's feeling heavy. This is a problem with the hip thrust, right? It feels heavy because it's like sitting on your hip bone, like crushing you. But then like when I start going, especially like locking out at the top, like it feels pretty good. So then I like don't know exactly how much weight to like put on it. Also, I don't like to go overly heavy because even though the weight is moving, I may not exactly feel 100% in my glutes. And so for those reasons, I don't actually max out to my maximum strength per se on this one because activation and mind muscle connection is still #1 key for me, especially when it comes to the hip thrust. I'm supposed to add an extra 10 kilos like total, but then I ended up adding 10 on each side, and now I'm like, since I already loaded it, should I just go for it anyway? I don't know, the gym is fully silent today. Excellent for filming, not so good for pushing through a leg day. Redo it at a lighter weight so I can like actually get proper glute contraction because I only get 1 top set and I don't want to waste it getting too much hamstring involvement, so I'm gonna redo with glute. That was much better. Back off sets always feel so much better in terms of like, I'm so out of breath, connection. So that was really good. Dumbbell RDLs next. Look, I love doing RDLs. I hate the dumbbell RDLs because my little hands just struggle to hold the dumbbells. Oh, we gotta get it done. It's on the program. I feel like I'm looking flatter. So I don't know why my weight didn't drop today. The betrayal.
Lost any notches?
I can actually go to the thick one now, which is pretty good, I guess. In my peak off season, I was here, and then I was like here for a while, and I can push it to there, and I usually will for like the top set just to like get extra security because like right now I could still put like a whole hand in there, but I also kind of want to breathe. So it's a good compromise for this notch. I did 30 last time, but I did start that fresh. Can't even lift it up. I was gonna say like I had green pants that match this top,
Yeah.
but yeah, it like gapes now. It's like too small. So then like I feel like I'm getting bigger. Or maybe the washing machine is stretching my clothes. But I literally wore those pants for like once or twice and it fit me fine, and now like it doesn't. And that's why I'm not wearing it today. I'm wearing like my usual black ones that fit a little bit better. But yeah, clothes are starting to not fit me as good, which is a good sign. It's normal, and when I'm like fully lean, my clothes will wear me. I no longer wear my clothes. They wear me, and I'm just there for the ride. So yeah, usual prep feels things. We're on notch number 5. So you can hardly breathe, but it gives me more security. And sometimes the really embarrassing part of it is I get stuck and I can't come out and I feel like everyone's looking at me. But trust, when you're in the gym, no one is looking at you, no one cares. Literally yesterday I was trying to do like a tricep extension thing with the dumbbell, which was obviously really heavy, and like I hit myself in the head. Jeremy was standing right next to me. He had no idea what even happened. So trust, no one is watching you at the gym, don't worry. These one dumbbell weighs more than half my whole body. One. Secondly, my lower back's kind of sore from posing. But like I said, I really don't like this exercise. Not because I don't like the exercise, I just hate holding the dumbbell. Now I'm gonna put it back. We're done with this exercise, but we're not done with the dumbbells because, and you're gonna feel exhausted just listening to this, but we got dumbbell walking lunges next. Times I like hate my old self, like last week, for like trying to be a hero and going so heavy, and now I have to match it this week, and I'm like, what the hell were you thinking last week? That's the worst. Usually when I do intense stuff like this, it goes up to like 150, sometimes 160. So I like wait for it to come back down, just because the next set will take a lot of me oxygen wise, and I don't want to like stop because I can't breathe. I want to stop when the muscle is actually taxed out. So gotta rest for longer.
Heart rate update.
Takes a while to register, but 131 for now, which I know, no, 159. It's 17.5 last week, 20 this week, but same on the top set because that's way too hard. We got one last leg exercise, but the machine is taken. So we'll skip on to my last 2 exercises, but I'll do a little bit of biceps. So I'm gonna do some rope cable curls, keep an eye on the hamstring curl machine, And as soon as it's free, I'll hit the hamstrings and then finish off with biceps. Sometimes when the gym is busy, you just gotta compromise. I hate training biceps too. But I think my arms have made significant improvements in the last year. So I'm excited to see how they look like when I'm actually lean, because I usually have like really skinny arms. And I think you've got me on. I have like a little one size. Coach is here.
Train hard. I don't want to train legs. I already did it the other day. So we're chilling now. We're just chilling doing some back. Big back day.
Last exercise, nice and easy, little like Instagram exercise. I don't know, I guess it kind of looks cool. I see guys do it all the time. I don't really see the fuss about it, but it's gonna be like a dumbbell concentration curl, very bro-like, but it's my last exercise, so I'm excited to get it done. Big lat Jeremy is here to make me look small.
Does she look tiny?
So since today I trained today and you guys might miss seeing him, we're gonna get him to jump in the outro, just talk about, I mean, I've told you guys how I felt about how I'm going and how I'm progressing. So it might be different from what he thinks. Maybe he's just like, we should just can the whole thing.
Yeah, I do have my doubts. But like with any competitor, you always have doubts. But we are pushing a bit harder. But the problem is there's obviously like, I've been doing always upskilling. And there's been studies to say like, with females, you can't push them too hard sometimes or do big caloric deficits at times because their body will retain a lot of that. So it's about finding that fine line of trying to push but not push too hard at the same time. But obviously I did mention in the beginning that I wanted Nicole to come in a bit earlier so that way we can fill out and actually proper like carb ups and do all the fun stuff, but that means she'll just have to suffer now. So it's managing. Her weight kind of did plateau last week. We did have a high carb day, which was good, but her weight did shoot up, so she probably wasn't depleted enough on my point of view. I think maybe we need to improve her NEAT, maybe non-exercise activity thermogenesis. If we improve that, then it might bring it up. I've been thinking about that, but just trying to figure out how to actually implement it is another thing. So NEAT can just be stuff like going around, going to shops, maybe like going for a walk, but not actually like be required to be like, okay, you have to do 10,000 steps and I'm gonna jump on the treadmill and move, and then the rest of the day you just sit there and do nothing. It's more so like actually moving around, and NEAT is the second highest thing after your BMR, which is basal metabolic rate. So you can calculate what your body needs, your organs to process and function. That's what you need. Like BMR is the majority of the calories that you burn in a day, and then you got NEAT, which is second, and then exercise activity is literally third. So exercise activity is only a small portion of your calories you're actually burning, whereas your NEAT, if we can improve that. So I have to toss up the idea, thinking about it, maybe get a weight vest, make her wear around, walk around. There's thoughts that run through my mind of how to get her a little bit leaner, because I know working at home, we don't move around a lot. And so she's not doing cardio. She'll do everything I require her to do, which is the cardio, exercise activity, and the cardio that we set. But like, maybe it could be neat that we improve that, like wearing a weight vest walking around, moving, doing things is gonna burn you more calories, then that might be an option.
Maybe I
So
should
yeah.
just go shopping more often, you know, just go walk around the shops.
That means there'll be more money spent, so not really. No, I've thought about that. Like, if she did more stuff like that, she might burn more calories. Like, we had a games night with the SD
That was my
group,
biggest drop.
and that was her biggest drop. And that was just the games night at home. Like, we did have like charades, kind of like movement
didn't move
stuff.
that much,
But like,
yeah.
because when you have other people and you're moving around and stuff like that, that does burn calories. I'm sure you would have had a day where you went out and you ate clean, you watched everyone eat, but you went out to a restaurant, but then you ate your own food, and then you wake up the next day like, shit, I got leaner. Like, that's the sort of stuff that you need to kind of do sometimes. So I have thought about that. So we might look at implementing something like that next week and see how we go.
Yeah, we have 11 weeks, and actually I feel fine. I know he thinks it's like I'm suffering, and other people, if they looked at what I was doing, most other people will complain, most other people will say they're tired, most other people will say they're hungry. I actually feel totally fine. Like, obviously today we trained legs, and then I did 40 minutes of cardio straight after legs, and burnt the most calories I've had like in one go. But like, I still feel pretty good. Maybe I'll feel a bit tired like later on during the day. But yeah, it's going pretty good so far. I think my body's just pretty resilient to these
I think it's,
things.
you know, that's exactly it. And that's the thing that we bring back to, like, you know, females generally will hold on to body fat. It's just a fight or flight response. I think it's just safer to hold on to body fat. Obviously, you go through time of the month and stuff, and that's one of those things that you have to look at as well. But overall, I think, yeah, we'll definitely get there. I don't think you're suffering because you're experienced. You know, when you're experienced, like if I were to compete, I'm sure like I would want to feel dead. I want to feel hungry. I want to feel lack of sleep. I want my training to be shit, because those are stuff that you know that you're on the right track. But then I think when you're first time competing, everyone's like, oh my God, I'm getting weaker. I'm not pushing the same way. I'm feeling hungry. And I'm like, this is good. Like, as shit as it sounds, like I want to feel those when I'm dieting. Like when I just did my wedding prep, I got brain fog. My brain was dead, but I knew I was on the right track, and it got me lean. So like I knew that it was the direction I needed to go, and so yeah, it's experience comes with it. But I think you build experience after your first show mostly. You want to you crave that suffering because you know that if you suffer more, you're gonna look better because you knew that's what you did last time, and I think that just sets the standard.
I did a little bit of like posing after cardio as well, and I was able to do some like reflection on the workouts. I'm just gonna like share with you guys what I was thinking about. So I always like to like reflect on the workout and think about what I can improve for next week. That keeps me excited to go back to the gym as well. So obviously I've been pushing pretty good numbers and like just wanting to surpass myself each time. But for the next couple of leg sessions in particular, I think I want to scale it back a little bit in terms of like trying to hit PBs. I really want to get the best glute engagement that I can. So as you guys have saw, like obviously I did attempt PBs for like the hip thrust and things like that, but I really want to like take that mind muscle connection to another level before really like progressing even more in the weight. So that is my goal for next week's leg day. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's vlog. If you guys like the video, please like the video, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.